despising me? Is it rewarding?
Sorry, on the wall over here.
My name is Alita Watton, and I am the costume designer for this production of The Lion in Winter. Well, first of all, the time period. Of course, you want to try to get that as close up as you can. Then I look at the coloring of the cast members, and I try to kind of color coordinate, give them a color that makes sense for their character and also for their relationships on stage to other characters. So you don't want to have people clashing unless you want them clashing. The hardest piece for this show was putting together the constructed sleeves for Eleanor, Queen Eleanor, because I had the basic apron dress, and then we had to build her some sleeves and to try to find the right fabrics to make it work. That was probably the most difficult one, but it came together in the end. Well, generally the garments and the accessories that are on the garments, like the belts, the things that attach to the garment, are part of costuming. However, if they use it in some kind of stage business, then that's when it becomes a prop. So if they're not wearing it just for the look of it, and they're using it as a prop piece, then it could be in props. But sometimes we argue over what it is. We just all help each other. So, Lee and me, we work together.
I'm Lee Graham, and I'm originally the assistant to the producer, but I've kind of acquired the job of doing props also.
How long have you been doing props?
Since I was a child. Sometimes I have them at my own house, and I ask family and friends. I spend a lot of time going through secondhand stores. Now and then you have to actually buy something, but often end up making things that aren't easy to acquire.
What was the hardest thing you had to find for this show?
This one? Actually, the cover for the tray, and it turns out it's going to be the simplest thing after all. And Gary had the right idea in the first place, that we would end up getting a bowl and adding a knob to it. And Margie provided the bowl, my sister provided the tray, and I picked up a knob at Home Depot.
My name is Gary Albert. I've been with LTCT for many, many years. In Lion in Winter, I am playing Richard the Lionheart, as well as scenic designer. First, I start with the source material, and then the director and I go through that to find out what actually needs to be seen, what is necessary for the action of the play to be seen on stage. And then we come up with a different concept for each play. With this one, Karen had some distinct features of the Kirkattree Arts Center, which used to be a Methodist church, she wanted to feature, like the stained glass windows and the arches, and she basically wanted a very open concept for the stage. Not a lot of built scenery, using the walls of the theater for the action in the place.
Well, the show's going to be great cast, but if you mean costume-wise, you'll see mostly drab medieval colors with a little bit of thrown in pretty colors on the ladies, and some of the royal colors coming out in the royal people. But you're going to see also weaponry, which is very cool, and that's props. But with the weaponry, you have to make the belts and the frogs to fit the swords. So you'll see a lot of fun stuff like that. We have a little bit of chainmail going on and a helmet. We have some other greaves and things like that for military look too. So a lot of fun stuff to see.
It ain't your normal Christmas play.
Oh, the acting. There's some great actors. This is not a very heavy props show, but I think that this particular crew could probably stand out there in black sweatpants and do the show, and I don't think the audience would notice they didn't have any props.